engaged ourselves," said I, "to bother for long about what anybody else was saying or doing." "You were? Oh, Biddy, that's what I've prayed for." "Nothing of the sort," began Mrs. O'Brien, ferociously, but the boomerang had come to my hand, and I'd caught it on the fly. Before she could go on contradicting me, Anthony, followed by the guardian of the temple, had mounted the steps from the lower ledge of the roof, where we had landed in the afternoon. "It wasn't you who took the boat, then, for a joke," said Fenton, at sight of us. And the mystery of our felucca's disappearance had to be discussed. Biddy saw to it that Monny couldn't edge a word in on the forbidden subject. How those two would talk later, in Miss Gilder's stateroom! Nobody could explain what had happened, not even the guardian. He, it seemed, spent his night at the Siren Temple in the water, sleeping in the cell where I had blackmailed Biddy, and not even appearing to know that the custom scintillated with romance. By and by, his companion who joined him for night work, would arrive in a small boat, bringing food, but this man rowed himself, and neither could leave the temple again that night. "You will lend the boat to us," said Anthony. "We'll row, and send it back to you by some one who is trustworthy." "We have no right to lend the boat," returned the Nubian. "Then I will steal it," replied the Hadji. But none of us cared how long a time might pass before deliverance came. The Enchantress Isis couldn't steam away and leave her conductor behind. As Mrs. East had disappeared, I vaguely associated the puzzle of our missing craft with Sir Marcus, and anyhow curiosity wasn't the strongest emotion in my being just then. I thought that perhaps never in my life again would love and romance and beauty all blend together into one, as here at Philae in the moonlight. The sharp sickle of the young moon cut a silver edge on each tiny wave, that murmured against the submerged pillars like a chanting of priests under the sea. The temple commemorating love triumphant was carved in silver, and drowned in a silver flood. The flowering capitals of the columns, as they showed above the water, blossomed white as lilies bound together in sheaves with silver cords, and placed before an altar. Yes, Egypt was giving us what we asked. But would she give us all we asked? Just as there might have been a renewed chance of getting an answer to this question, black men in a black boat hailed us. Sir Marcus had deigned at last to remember our plight. End of chapter 26.